Hello guys and girls, and welcome back to another Thaumcraft 4.2 tutorial. So it looks like we've got a lot of stuff to cover today, but it's not that bad, I promise you. It should be fairly quick, hopefully anyway. So we're going to be covering the very last of alchemy stuff today. If you have a look over here, we've got to cover tallow, duplication, manufacture, processing, liquid death, bottled taint, ethereal bloom, bath salts, arcane spa, and sanitizing soap. So it should be fairly quick, and we're going to jump straight into it without any further ado. So you guys all have your alchemical constructs and stuff like that now, so this should be made a lot easier. That's why I covered all that in the very beginning of alchemy. So coming over here, the very first thing we're going to start with is ethereal bloom. So this thing here basically takes a shimmer leaf, and what this does is it will purify the land a little bit better, and it will go out of a range of about 8 blocks. So if you've got eerie land anyway, it won't cure tainted, I don't believe, anymore. It used to do, but it doesn't seem to cure. Ethereal bloom slowly but surely restores the land corrupted by mystical means, form of glory. This includes the blight known as Taint. Okay, it can't combat Taint directly. A few tainted growths can survive outside their native environment for long and tend to die back. Basically, this thing will start purifying the land. So if you have really bad, like eerie or tainted biome, you can drop this stuff down and it will start reverting it back. It's a fairly simple thing to make. You're going to need a shimmer leaf, which I found near silverwood trees, as I've showed you before in the past. It'll take 16 herba, 16 precantatio, 16 sano, and 8 vitium, which I believe is taint. Yes, vitium in there. So once you got yourself all of that, you just hit that there, and it will start doing its thing. I'll spit this thing out, and I'll show you exactly what you do with that in just a second. Takes a little bit of a while to get this one going. There you go, it's going, and then this one. There we go, and we got that one there. And then basically you just plant this down anywhere, and it will plant down like so. And it does a really cool animation when it pops up, and it will go 8 by 8 blocks. So it'll come up to about there, up to about there, and you can just keep moving it around to get rid of all your taint eventually. So that's how you combat any taint that you come across in your world. So the next thing I want to move on to is, we got that little branch out of the way, so we're going to move on to magic tallow. So magic tallow is made with zombie flesh, so you've finally got use for all that zombie flesh that you have. It can be used to craft candles, which is one really cool thing. It's also used in golemancy a bit later on, but that's going to be in another tutorial thing. So basically all this takes is 2 precantatio and 1 piece of zombie rotten zombie flesh, and you go like that, and it'll spit you out tallow all day long, all day. Look how fast it's going crazy. Turn that off real quick. So once you got yourself some tallow, like I said, it can be used later on for golems and stuff like that, but I'm going to quickly show you a nice little use for it here, and that's to make candles. You take 2 magic tallow and a piece of string, and it'll give you 3 white tallow candles. You can also dye these in any of the 16 vanilla Minecraft colors. You can stick any dye next to it and it'll dye it that color, and it's going to take 1 dye for every candle that you want to change color of. These can be used as a light source, or you can use it to stabilize your altar, which we'll get to in the next episode. That is going to be the next episode, is the runic altar, so stay tuned for that one. I'll show you how to stabilize it and all that stuff, and this is going to come into play then, so make sure you've got yourself a couple of these. Cool, so moving on from that, branch over to these 3 funky looking things. So you got duplication, processing, and manufacture. So I think we're going to be covering duplication first. I think that's what I've got set up across here. Can't remember, but basically you can, many substances in the world that are alchemical in nature, by carefully adding the proper aspects to these substances, you should be able to make more of them. So gunpowder, 4 Ignis, 4 Perditio will give you 2 additional gunpowder, slime, 2 aqua, 2 Victus, sorry, clay, 1 aqua, 2 terra, glowstone is 3 lux and 1 census, and ink sac is 2 aqua and 2 census. So it's pretty cool that you can duplicate all this stuff. So let's have a look in here. As you can see, we've got the stuff ready on the sides. Hit that. And And we got ourselves 2 gunpowder. Sweet, come over here. Exact same with the slime ball. 2 slime balls. Same with the clay. 1 of that, 2 of that, and it'll give us 2 clay. Oh, that's got night ore there. You can, obviously, this is going to have, some things have multiple uses. Just hit your down arrows to flicker between them. There you go. We've got some glowstone there. 3 lux and 1 census. And then ink sacs finally. 2 aqua and 2 census. So that's a really, really cool way to duplicate things if you've got sort of leftover aspects or essentia, which you probably will do, especially Ignis. You'll get tons of Ignis doing the whole alchemy thing. So next piece we're moving on to is, can't remember which way I went with this. Manufacture. Manufacture is the next one we're going on to. So you've mastered the basics of alchemy and alchemical duplication and now are ready to try creating more complex substances from scratch. You've formulated several recipes that create normally hard to get substances and items via alchemy. So the very first one, this is really, really cool, is cobweb. It will take 2 panis and 2 vinicillum, but it will make you cobwebs, which is really, really cool if you don't have your silk touch shears. So all you have to do is 2 of each, piece of string in there and go like that, and it'll actually give you a cobweb, and you can just go place this down like any normal cobweb. Really, really cool stuff. Really nice way of getting cobwebs through Thaumcraft. Next one is mossy cobblestone. Mossy cobblestone, a lot of people are looking for it all the time, and sometimes it's really hard to find. This, all you need is 2 herba and 1 precantatio. Go like that with a piece of cobblestone and it will give you mossy stone. Really cool stuff again. And then ice, again, ice is really, really hard to find sometimes. And you can basically turn snow. If you got yourself a snow golem, very, very easy to make one of them. And take 1 piece of gellum, and I think it's called gellum. Gellum, yep, and 1 piece of auto. Go like that and it's going to give you a nice piece of ice. Lovely. Really nifty way to make things that you don't generally tend to have. As you can see, all the things are popping up here. Nice. So moving on, last bit on this funky bit here, and that is processing. So while creating a magical and mundane substances is quite satisfying, sometimes you just want to break things down to their component parts. What's simpler than adding entropy energy to things? Actually, there are several reasons why this is a bad idea, but why process? But what is progress without some risk? Cool. So we can make ourselves some cracked stone bricks with some normal stone bricks. Nifty stuff. Nice. And then the other thing we can make is 4 bone meal out of 1 bone as opposed to your normal 3 for all the cost of 1 entropy, which isn't too bad. This one takes 2, by the way, and this one only takes 1, so it's not too bad. You get yourself a little bit more bone meal out of that, which is quite nice. Quadruple 4 bone meal per bone. So that's pretty nifty stuff. So we've covered all of these little bits here now, all the alchemical process and duplication and manufacturing, and we're going to move on to bottle taint and liquid death. These are 2 really quite fun items. They're more fun than anything else, but bottle taint is one thing, but ever considered spreading it? By concentrating and collecting the essence of taint into a bottle, this is a simple matter of dropping it somewhere to create a patch of taint. It's up to you what you decide what you'd want to do with this, right? So to make this, you need a file of Vitium Essentia, which is your Taint Essentia. You're then going to also need another 8 Vitium in there with 8 Precantatio, and you can make some bottle taint. So let's actually grab this. We'll see if we can show the shimmer leaf thing in action, the ethereal bloom. So let's quickly just grab that thing there, break it off. Right, so we're going to go spread some taint somewhere well away from my tutorial area because we don't want to be playing around with that. I think silverwoods also purify the area, so we're not going to go too close to there either. So we're going to grab our bottle taint. Go like that. There you go. We're starting to get a little bit of taint going down here now. I'm not sure how much that spreads out. Let's have a look. That's tainted land right there. And we've got some tainted land right there as well. So if we place that in the middle, it should purify that. We're going to carry on with the rest of it, and then we'll come back and then see if that's cleared up our taint or not. Hopefully it has. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So we're going to leave that over there just for a second and let it do its thing. Cool. So let's come on over here. Whoops, get rid of that. And what's the other thing that we need to do? We've just done... Okay, right, I haven't got the component bit in this. So, liquid death. Need to grab ourselves a bucket real quick. I forgot to do that one. But right, let's have a look at liquid death then. This liquid is so dangerously toxic that virtually nothing can prevent it from dissolving flesh, bone, and even harder substances. Nothing alive or that even displays a semblance of life can survive it. Apart from the obvious practical applications, this vile substance has another interesting property. Any essentia a dissolved creature possessed form... Any essentia dissolved creature possessed form into crystals that can be harvested. I will leave it to the reader's imagination what uses those crystals can be put to. Cool. So let's actually give this a test out. I haven't played with this like ever before. But let's grab ourselves some... Let's grab some pigs. Pigs are always good. And then we're going to put our bucket in here. So this thing is going to take a lot. So you're going to need 32 mortis, 32 Perdicio, and 32 Veninum, which is your poison one. And this is going to make you a liquid bucket of death. This is going to take quite a while to make, but it should. Right, let's get rid of that as well. Let's go have a quick look over here while that does its thing. This should be clearing up the land, but it doesn't seem to be doing it. Maybe it's because we got tainted grass? Let's get rid of the tainted grass. Right, we'll leave that for a little bit longer and see what it does. Actually, I tell you what we will do. See, you can hear it making sounds. Let's grab a spot loader. Because I'm not sure if it's loaded where we are. So we'll put a spot loader there. Just make sure that it loads that area. Cool, and then we'll fly back over here. Hopefully this bucket of liquid death is done now. It does take a little bit to do it, like I said. There you go, liquid death. Cool. So, we drop ourselves down. We'll use this area over here. And... tell you what, we'll fill this in real quick. And then we'll go... doop. And then we'll drop a pig in. Die, piggy, die. Die, 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 die. Nice, nice. So, right, if you remember when we did the Essentia crystallization in the advanced thingy, you could actually get this stuff here. So, if you have a look, we'll drop down a pig again real quickly. I just need to grab myself a thermometer so we can have a look at this properly. But if I drop down a pig and you have a look at it, it's got Gellum in it, it's got Beaster, and it's got Terra in it. And as you see here, we've got Beaster Essence, Terra Essence, and Gula Essence. So it's only given us one of each as opposed to what this one actually holds. But you can then break these down into, put these into like the alchemical furnace and stuff like that, and then break it down into the Essentia this way. So that's a really, really cool way. If you've got yourself a mob farm and you want to kill things, this is a way to do it, and you will also get Essentia back off of it, which is really, really nice. I think you can probably actually fuel some stuff with that, which I'm actually going to have to look into in my server, which would be quite nifty. So we're going to move on to the very last part of this. I'm going to quickly wrap this up, and then we get to move on to the artifice stuff next time, which is going to be really, really fun. That's the stuff everyone looks forward to. That's the stuff I look forward to, and all of that. So next bit we're looking at is purifying bath salts. So warp is a danger for even the most careful of thaumaturges. For those that have done a bit too much dabbling, warp effects are probably more than just an annoyance. Purifying bath salts help with that. Simply tossing these salts into water will turn the water into a silvery, purifying liquid that soothes away the stresses of the day and brings temporary relief from the effects of warp. It should be noted, however, the more warp a thaumaturge suffers from, the shorter the duration of this protection. The salts are quite fragile and will soon dissolve if tossed around haphazardly. Cool. So that's pretty much saying don't toss it in a huge... Don't go find an ocean and go, there you go, have some bath salts, because it will just go. It will go. So to do this, you need to put Salus Mundus in a thing, and I haven't showed you how to make Salus Mundus, and it's very, very simple. It's pretty much balance shards inside a furnace. It will make you Salus Mundus. You have a look here, and to make the balance shards, very, very easy stuff. Also part of this that I didn't cover in the beginning, and I should have. Basically, whatever shard you put in, you're going to need the other 5 primal aspects in essence form to make yourself a balance shard, and 2 of each of them. So that's not too bad. And obviously smelting into Salus Mundus, like we've got here. Cool. So, very first thing we want to have a look at is Purifying Bath Salts. So to make this, very, very simple. 6 Auram, 6 Cognito, and 6 Ordo, as well as 6 Sano. So if we have a look in here, we've got Auram there, Cognito there, Ordo there, and Sano there. Place that in there with so. Click on that. That's going to pull all your Essentia in, and it's going to make you some Purifying Bath Salts. Awesome. Almost there. There you go. And you got yourself some Purifying Bath Salts. So you're going to need quite a few of these, and you'll see why in just a little bit. We've got some stuff set up over here, which I'm going to demonstrate. So the other thing you can make is sanitizing soap. Cleaning the body is easy enough, but once warp becomes a nuisance, you need something that can clean the mind as well. This soap cleans the flesh, but the effects it has on your physique is what truly makes it special. When used, it has a small chance of reducing non-permanent warp and will remove all temporary warp. Using it while under the effects of Warp Ward or while standing in purifying fluid will increase your odds. So if you stand in the fluid that we get from this while using this, it's going to be a lot better for you. So this is going to take 16 of Alienus, Cognito, Ordo, and Sano. Pretty much the same as what we got here, but it uses Alienus instead of Auram. And then all you have to do is a tallow block. Tallow block, very easy thing to make. All that tallow we made earlier, put it like this and make you a tallow block. And then, oh, don't want tallow golem. Like I said, again, just scroll your wheels down till you find out what you want. This is the one we want. And then while that's going and doing its thing here, I'm going to show you the very last piece that we need to make here. So the Arcane Spa. Pouring bath salts into water is a bit of a chore, but luckily one easily solved with a bit of magic. You've created a handy machine that's when filled with water, and bath salts will automatically mix them and pump the liquid into an area above. The liquid will fill a 5x5 area above the location where the machine is placed. Additionally, you have found that it can be used to pump nearly any liquid you can fill it with. You can fill it with automation or by clicking the block with the appropriate container. Applying a redstone signal will disable it. Cool, so you can put any liquid you want into this thing and it will work. So you can put lava in it, whatever. It's not going to work with the bath salts, but it will take any liquid. So you can use it as like a pump for anything. If you wanted to pump liquid death, you could pump liquid death through this. That stuff doesn't seem to disappear either, so you can just leave that there. But, right, so we're moving on. So your bath salts, all you have to do is, we placed the Arcane Spa down here. I've got it automatically connected up with some water, big drum of water, and we've transferring it in using extra utilities. And what we have to do, you got mixed with ingredient there, just use fluid. As you see, just use fluid, we'll just use fluid like so. Get rid of that and it'll just pump the fluid out. Won't pump the fluid out if you've got it in this mode until it mixes with the ingredients. So if we place that in there, and now you can see this really nice silvery water pumping out. And it's going to be pumping water out. And for every block we have, it's going to use 1 bath salt. So we've got a 9x9 area here. It's going to use 9 bath salts to fill that. There you go. Use 9 of them there. And then we just sit in here like this. Oh, use 10. That's weird. Seem to have used 10, but yeah, now we can just sit in here. Any effects that we had on warp will start going away, and we got this thing called Warp Ward, which should give us a whole 25 minutes of protection, roughly. It depends on how much warp you have, how long that lasts for. But that is everything I had to cover in alchemy. Now we get to move on to artifice, and you guys should be all up to date on this. Again, any questions regarding anything in any of the videos or not, just anything with Thaumcraft, let me know and I'll do my very best to help you out if you're stuck anywhere. But thank you guys very, very much for watching. Like the video if you found it useful, and make sure you subscribe for more tutorials. We got artifice coming tomorrow along with the infusion altar and all of that really, really cool fun stuff. So as always, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a very fantastic day. And I'll see all of you beautiful looking people in the next video. Goodbye.